Hi butterflies, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Lala Lupi. It's been a while, I know. Uh, I was busy doing something, I think. Don't ask me what I've been doing. Um, I keep saying I'm going to really focus on my blog and on my YouTube channel, and that I'm going to work really hard to keep my videos updated at least once a week, and that I'm going to work really hard to try and get sponsorships and stuff. And every time I resolve myself to doing all these great things with my YouTube channel, like something pops up, right? In my body. My body says, hey, I want to give you something really interesting to talk about on your YouTube channel, by way of another illness. So, but before you can actually talk about it, let's let it take you through the ringer. And so that's where I've been for the last month or two, or however long it's been since I posted. So, I think for the last, I don't know, at least last year and a half, I've been dealing with all this like crazy neurological stuff that my primary care physician and my neurologist thought were possibly coming from my lupus. And they thought perhaps I was having central nervous system or psychosomatic symptoms from the lupus. Maybe I was having seizures or some other type of nervous system issues that would relate to my lupus. And so they couldn't find any evidence of seizures. Maybe they were partial seizures, which are really hard to capture, and EEGs or VEEGs even. The V just stands for video EEGs, and that was the most horrible experience ever. They basically hook all of these probes into your head, like not into, but they stick them on your hair, on your head, but they're tethered to the bed, and you're basically stuck in the bed, or you can get up and walk maybe a couple of feet towards the chair, but if you need to go to the bathroom, then they can unhook you, but someone has to be in the room with you at all times, and the nurse has to come and walk you to the bathroom, and you can't shut the door to the bathroom because they have to watch you because you're a fall risk. I was so disgusted. We stayed there my husband stayed with me, and we stayed there for like 4 days. It was so horrible. I hated it. But I was there for 4 days, and they tried to induce seizures in me, or seizure activities or whatever. So anyway, they thought I was having seizures because of the symptoms that I was presenting with. Of course, they found no seizure activity, but they found some type of anomalous activity or something, which amounted to pretty much nothing. But they started me on Topamax anyway because they couldn't deny that I was having this kind of brain activity, but they also couldn't find where or what the cause of the irregular activity was in my brain. So I've been taking Topamax for almost a year and a half now, and it's really helped a lot with the headache, the lupus headaches and the migraines, so that's good. The muscle weakness and the other weird activity, not so much. It's just still been here, and then the fatigue and all the other crazy stuff that came along with it, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And then a lot of other symptoms have just been kind of coming on. So what symptoms? Well, just extreme sleepiness during the day. Like it's worse than lupus fatigue. Like the fatigue that I've been experiencing in the last 6 months has been something akin to, I can't describe it. I've been so sleepy during the day. It's like I would fall asleep and not even realize I was asleep. There have been times when I have been asleep and not even known that I was asleep because I've been continuing to do the things that I was doing when I was awake, which is crazy. So just the sleepiness. It's not tired. I kept using the word fatigue, but it wasn't even fatigue. It was sleepiness. Like the fatigue is when your body is just so heavy and so tired you really can't do anything. And it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, you're so tired. No, this was sleepiness. And I was just like, God, I'm sleepy. And different weird sleeps. Like my sleep patterns were weird and they kept changing. I don't know, things were so off and my muscles were weak and I was experiencing dreams like I have never experienced before. Like I was aware of my dreams when they were happening. I couldn't tell you what I was dreaming about, but I was so aware that I was aware that I was dreaming, which makes no sense. I'm sleeping and I was aware that I was starting to dream. So I'm thinking to myself, honestly, I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. It was like realizing that there was something wrong with me at the beginning of this whole lupus journey again, when I'm having all of these seemingly non-connected symptoms. And so I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So I keep saying there's something wrong with me. I've either cracked up because so many changes have taken place in my life as a result of being diagnosed with lupus, having to walk away from my career. So many financial changes have taken place in my family, with me having to give up my career and our income being cut in half, and that's stressful, believe me, having to learn to live on one income when you're used to two, and still having the same amount of bills and responsibilities financially, So I said, life has changed, dealing with body issues. People assume that when you're heavier and then all of a sudden you lose all this weight. I've lost almost 90 pounds in the last 2.5 years, and people assume, well, you look great, you've lost all this weight, you must feel so much better about yourself. But I'm still having to get used to this new body, and I'm having to learn to dress this new body, and I have to learn how to move around in this new body. And when people are saying, God, you look amazing, you look great, and somewhere in the back of my crazy mind, I'm hearing, because you were a fat, overweight slob before you lost this weight. So I chuckle right there at that moment to hide the hurt of knowing that I was so overweight, that I had allowed myself to gain so much weight, and I walked around in it, and I made jokes about my heaviness. I called myself chubby, I called myself fat, I called myself fluffy, and I made excuses for being that heavy. And so I'm getting used to being this small And so when people keep telling me, God, you look amazing, you look great, I haven't seen you look this good in years, then I'm hearing here, yeah, because I saw you were so fat. God, you had really gotten away from yourself. And knowing that I only look like this because I got sick. So I'm learning how to deal with that. So my new body image and learning to deal with that. So when all of these other symptoms popped up, I said, oh God, I've cracked up. I think I'm losing my mind. And so when I am now aware, in my sleep that I'm dreaming, I'm going crazy. And I've always been a light sleep talker, stop. And you go back to sleep. No. I have full-on conversations. I talk. I talk. And I argue. And I laugh. And I mean, not just no, like I am cackling, full throaty laughs. Like it's just like I am laughing, in my sleep, like my real laughs. And I talk so much and I talk so loudly in my sleep that I keep people up. My husband, my daughters who don't sleep in our room, I keep them up. But here's the kicker. Outside of me being a loud and obnoxious talker in my sleep, and the person you hope to God you're not sitting beside at dinner when you're at a restaurant because I laugh so loudly and I'm the one you're like, it's not that funny, shut up. I'm that laugher in my sleep. I am always aware when I'm talking. I hear myself talking. I know when I start talking. And I can't make myself stop. So I'm like, what the fudge? What is going on? I know when I'm starting to laugh. I even know what I think is funny. I can't tell you when I wake up what I thought was funny. But at the moment when I start to cackle and laugh, and I know why I'm having such a great time in my sleep. I'm aware of everything that's happening when I'm asleep. I know when I'm slipping into a deeper sleep. That sleep where it's just a black void until the scary things show up. That sleep where the nightmares live. I know when I'm slipping into that space. And I feel myself start to cry. Every time I slip there, I don't want to go. That subspace in your unconsciousness where you keep all the dark thoughts, right? I completely feel myself slipping in that place when I'm already in a good place, in a good sleep. I recall being asleep. I turn over and I tell my husband. I recall telling my husband, baby, I'm sleeping into this life. Oh my God, it's scary there. And I feel like he was letting me go. And he can't. He can't wake me up. So I'm stuck there in sleep hell with monsters and scary dark thoughts, and there's nothing I can do. And even that isn't enough to send me to a doctor yet, because I'm really scared that the doctor's going to call the psychiatric ward and tell them to cart me off, right? So I just keep enduring it because I'm like, I'm losing my mind. This is obviously nothing other than psychosis, because I'm having a mental break. I've decided that this is too much for me. I can't keep dealing with lupus. I can't keep dealing with all the changes that are happening in my life. I am tired of saying I'm fine when I'm not fine. I'm tired of pretending that I'm not in pain when I'm in pain. I'm tired of being a rock when I'm really just a rolling stone, quickly turning into a pebble, quickly turning into sand. My mind is fracturing. I'm going crazy. That's what's happening. That was my internal dialogue. So I've decided at this point that I'm going crazy. I have no muscle tone. I drop everything. I've almost stopped drinking out of glasses because I keep breaking stuff. So I'm continuously losing weight. I have no appetite. I'm taking my medicine still. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Nothing's working. And sometimes when I fall asleep, it's such a deep sleep, I can't be roused awake. And then I realize that I say crazy stuff to my kids. I don't know what I'm saying. When they're trying to wake me up, I say crazy stuff, and then, they don't really tell me what I say. So one day, I'm talking to my two youngest daughters, and my 11-year-old says to me, "Mommy, you said something so crazy to me one day," and I was just like, "Oh my God," and I left the room. What did I say? And she says, "Mommy, you told me that you harvested my organs and put them in a pickle jar, and that my head was next." And what? That you took my organs out of my body and put them in a pickle jar and vinegar, and that my head would be next. Oh my God. Really? Yeah, I was so scared. I didn't know what to do because it was just Sadie and me, and then you were home, but you were asleep because Daddy was at work and Michaela had cross-country practice. Holy shiitake mushrooms. I said this to my kid. And Sadie, my 9-year-old, said, "Yeah, Mommy, you said something crazy to me too one day." What did I say? "You said you killed my friends at school. And you're gonna kill some more." Oh, what? Yeah, you said you killed my friends at school and you're gonna come and kill some more. I made an appointment immediately to my primary care physician, and I said, "Listen, you either can book me a room at the psychiatric ward, a really nice padded room, tell them to keep the drugs coming because I'm going crazy, or we need to figure out what's going on in here because I can't keep doing this with my kids." I said, "This isn't going to work." And I just broke down. I'm crying in his office. I'm losing my mind. I'm telling him everything that's happening. He knows my history. And I'm telling him, I'm talking. He says, "This is what we needed. Missing piece of the puzzle. This is narcolepsy." I said, "Narco who?" This has to be narcolepsy with you. He says, "Narcolepsy with cataplexy." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm scaring my children. I'm scared myself. I'm becoming insane. And you're speaking Greek." And so you're telling me some Greek gods. And he knows I'm very intelligent. And he says, "No, calm down. You're not crazy. You have narcolepsy with cataplexy. I'm sorry that you're having to go through all of this, but we had to go through all of this to get to this. You have narcolepsy with cataplexy. Sleep study, I just need it confirmed. We're going to get you fixed up." And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "I told my kid I was going to harvest her organs." He's like, like, listen, we're going to get you fixed up. Sleep study came back. I went to see my sleep specialist yesterday, October 29th, 2015. I saw my sleep specialist, and he said to me, "You are a classic case of narcolepsy with cataplexy. We're going to help you." I could have cried. For a year and a half, I've been going crazy. Well, I started taking new Vigil today, and I don't feel any different. Obviously, it's my first dose, but I'm hopeful because I'm not crazy. I haven't been going crazy. I won't be in a padded cell, at least not in 2015. I have narcolepsy with cataplexy. I have systemic lupus erythematosus. I have narcolepsy with cataplexy. I have fibromyalgia. I have Sjogren's. I have Raynaud's. But more importantly, I have the spirit of a warrior. I have the heart of a wolf. And I have the love of God. So I tried to erase it. I transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly over and over again. And as crazy as my la loopy life is, it's mine. And as long as I breathe, as long as I take a breath, I'll continue to transform, to change, to use this heart of a wolf to fight, to inspire, and to live. Until then, be a gift, accept a gift. Have you subscribed yet? No? Do that. Share this video. If you're having strange symptoms, don't stop pestering your doctor. You're not going crazy. Google everything. Beg your doctor to see what's happening. Test every symptom. Doctors are practicing. They need you to help them practice. Freaking narcolepsy with cataplexy. I'm a Greek goddess, and here I am thinking I was just an African goddess. Narcolepsy with cataplexy. If you have something odd and strange, share it. You don't know how many people you can help. Be easy. Be breezy. Keep living. This is your girl, Lala Loopy. Bye.